Hello you guys, this is Ivy and today I'm gonna talk about the game that I've recently finished playing, the game that it took me 2 times to start playing to see it through, the game which in my opinion is one of the most underrated game of the past couple of years, if not ever, and that's the game that's called Death Stranding. Death Stranding is the game made by Hideo Kojima. It came out for PlayStation 4 in November last year, it came out for PC earlier this year. I have quite a history with this game myself, but I am so happy that I actually played it through this time and saw it through and could experience the masterpiece. I started playing originally on release. When the game came out, it was a big deal. Nobody knew what to expect from it. Everybody were mesmerized by the fantastic trailers of the game. Nobody knew, and even Hideo himself couldn't quite explain what the game is about, and after playing it, I understand why. It's really difficult to talk what Death Stranding is about. So I originally started playing it back then and I couldn't see it through because I got stuck on chapter 3 where things get a little bit tedious with deliveries and side quests, and I got carried away with side quests and a lot of building in that game, so it kind of got lost on me in my community. But when it came out on PC this summer, I decided it's time. Well, I would be lying if I didn't say that I started playing this because I thought that the hype for the game was going to get rekindled on the PC release, and that was primarily the reason for me to start playing this. But then the longer I played, the more invested I got into the game and the gameplay and the story. It was driven by a little bit more than just that. Also, spoiler alert, Death Stranding is not the kind of game that's gonna bring views to your channel because not many people kind of like it, not many people enjoy it, not many people think it's interesting enough for them. But people who come over and people who come to watch you, they're people as passionate about the game as you can potentially become by playing it more and more and more. But I digress. Anyway, the reviews of this game, probably the most common one, the DHL simulator, the delivery person simulator, the walk-in simulator, you hear it everywhere. And people who say that, those are the people who played very little or have not played at all. And people who have finished the game, they would never say that about the game because it's so much more than that. And the whole walking is the journey that you have to make to be rewarded with the story, to be rewarded with the whole experience, because the game is experience and you kind of live through it. Another misconcept is that is the game that is making you feel lonely, and a lot of people say I feel isolated and I don't want to play the game that's going to make me feel more lonely in the long run. Well, Death Stranding's concept is to not make you feel lonely. It's quite the opposite. It's to connect you with the other players, maybe in not the most conventional way, but in a wholesome way, in a much deeper way, in the way that kind of makes you appreciate other players more than just an NPC that runs in the game with you. So with the whole walk-in thing, I see what Hideo Kojima did. You don't just walk, it's your journey. And there are many obstacles on your journey from point A to point B. There are many obstacles, but you have so many different ways to overcome them, and you can get creative, and there are so many different tools, and it would not be a Kojima way if that would not get you all of those ways to get it done. Plus, you're not alone. There are other players who help you along the journey. Because when you play the game and when you connect a certain city to the chiral network, an entire area lights up with signs that affect your character, with structures that other players build that you can use, with the ladders, climbing anchors. There is a lot. The world becomes alive. You thought that you were alone, but once you've connected the city to the chiral network, you see the products of the gameplay of so many other people. Whether somebody peed there and it left a mushroom, whether a lot of people walked down that road and it created a path which is always very nice. Whether someone had a very hard time there and they wish they had a bridge and they left a sign asking for a bridge which you in return can build to them, that is another thing to that. It's a very wholesome way to show you that you're not alone. It connects the players more than just you run together and kill NPCs together. It connects players way more than the Battle Royale games because you're not competing. You're working on the same goal of rebuilding America and rebuilding the world and making it a better place. And the more you play, the more structures you see. You literally start in an empty world of Death Stranding where there is nothing but grass and landscapes. But the longer you play, the more constructions you come across, the more people you get connected with, and you legit make the game. You legit build the things. You can build the roads, you can leave the vehicles, you can build the charging stations that other players use, and the game constantly tells you that somebody has used your structure, or somebody has used your ladder, or somebody has used your climbing anchor, and it's done in the form of likes, because other players can leave your structures and your things a like, and even the place where you peed on, they can leave a like on that. And it may sound weird, yeah, like who cares about those likes, but it really does mean a lot, and you really see that other players use what you build, and it encourages you in a way to help them more. That is one of the greatest things about the Death Stranding community, because the longer you play, you kind of feel that the people who are playing with you, people whose structures you see, you're kind of like on the same goal, you're in the same way. You feel like you're like this one close-knit community of people spread among Death Stranding. And if anything, that made me feel more united with players than any other game, multiplayer game or co-op game ever did. You can't directly talk to them, but you see their structures, you leave them a like. And when somebody leaves 100 likes on your structure, that makes you day. Or when somebody asks you for a bridge and you build it and people use it and it makes their life better and their playthrough better, that makes you day. And that's honestly a new concept to the gaming industry, concept that is very new, concept that is very much underappreciated, risky, yes, not what the player game is used to, not maybe the super shiny and exciting one, but it's deep. It connects people on a little bit of a deeper level and makes you a little bit more appreciative of it. Another thing that I want to talk about is the story. The whole Death Stranding concept, the whole idea that Death Stranding introduces is of a big philosophical topic of life and death. What happens after death? What happens during the life? Is there afterlife? Can afterlife be connected to the world of the living? There is so much more that Hideo Kojima makes you want to think about, makes you want to appreciate. The casting for Death Stranding is perfect. You see so many great names. All of those actors are doing such a great job. It's a movie within a game. It's a game within a movie. It's really a masterpiece that I cannot just lay out to you in a little 5-minute recap. It's truly an experience that you have to live through. It's truly a story that you have to live through. And you see so many different stories in that game, and every single story is dramatic. Every story is dramatic, every story has a twist, whether it's the main character or the side character, and all those twists, it's really impossible to predict them. You know, some people really like saying, okay, now this guy is gonna die, or like, oh, now they're gonna get together and gonna live happily ever after. None of that kind is happening in Death Stranding. Every single plot twist is weird, unpredictable, unique, and absolutely mind-blowing. The things that you will see in this game if you push through chapter 3, which in my opinion is probably the longest one and where most people get stuck, the characters that you kind of come along, the stories that you're going to learn about, they're going to leave a huge mark on you. When you like, if you like a story-driven game. And I feel like so many people did not see it through, so many people did not play it through, and it made me cry. It made me cry ugly tears. For the past 2 hours in the game, I did nothing but cry because of how many things this game made me feel about so many different things, It's honestly wonderful, and I truly recommend that everybody sees it through. I think that Death Stranding is a AAA project that has a lot of indie qualities about it. Because you know how indie games, they always have to be risky, how indie games, they always have to come up with something new, the concept that has not been introduced before, because you have to stand out in the industry if you don't have a publisher big enough, so you go for a risk. AAA games, you don't see that in them that much, because there are certain algorithms of how a game should be, a game of a different genre and such, and people are trying to stick to those algorithms and play safe, because if you're a AAA company, you want to make bank, and there are certain things that work with public and certain things they don't. I really do admire Hideo, and I really do admire him for wanting to go past that, for kind of aiming to push through, for kind of aiming to break a wall. And oh my god, the fourth wall is being broken so many times in that game. I really love the willingness to introduce the new concept to the gaming industry, something that has not been seen before, because we still do not really have a genre for Death Stranding, and I feel like Stranding in itself is going to be a genre soon, but I guess we will see. That risk that Hideo has taken, it definitely paid off in terms of people who have played the game through and have truly appreciated it. But at the same time, it also caused a lot of controversy. A lot of people were not quite happy about it, because people are quite used to the exciting and shiny things. And trust me, there are a lot of excitement in Death Stranding. There is a lot, but it's about the journey. So you have to make that journey, and then as a reward, you get the exciting stuff. But when you get the exciting stuff, you don't care about the reward that much, because of how much you appreciated the journey. So honestly, I think that Death Stranding is the game that everybody should play. I do understand that it's not a game for everyone. You have to have quite a certain mindset, but trust me, it's one of the most wholesome games. It's one of the most genius game. I do believe that in a couple of years, people are gonna take a fresh look at it. People are gonna take a more considerate look at it. People are gonna have a longer look at it, and people are gonna appreciate it for what it is. A true masterpiece that only a mind of Hideo Kojima could come up with. I love the game. When I say that the game is now my #1 favorite game and it has pushed Mass Effect Trilogy to the 2nd position, I mean it. It's been a week since I've been done with the game. The feeling does not go away. I've been moved. I feel like I am gonna look at video games differently from now on, and there's always going to be that comparison in the back of my head to how things were done in Death Stranding, because the amount of detail, the whole concept, the story, everything about the game is truly mind-blowing. So if you have not played Death Stranding yet, please do. Please see it through. Please play till the very end. If you have played Death Stranding but stopped at a certain point because you felt like you could not do it anymore, pick it up, go back to it, play the game again. And if you, the one who played the game and finished it, I'm sure you are in love with it as much as I am. So let me know what your favorite part of the game was, but no spoilers. This was a little bit of the hectic video. This was a bit of a hectic review, but I really feel like the script in the video doesn't quite work quite well for me, because it does not make me feel from the heart. And I do love speaking from the heart, and I wanted it to be a thing spoken from the heart, a little bit hectic, a little bit all over the place, but I hope I could deliver the point along to you about how great Death Stranding is. I don't even want to give this game a rating. This game is beyond any ratings possible. I don't want to give it like a 10 out of 10 or like 100 out of 100. No. This is the game that is crucial. It's classics, and it's going to become one pretty soon. I'm certain of it. It's just people need to slow down a bit and give it more time. I mean, can we mention the fact that this game came out right before the world pandemic, when everybody was stuck at home and the only way to get things was to ask for a delivery? If that's not a prophecy, I don't know what is. Trust me, Death Stranding is not going to make you feel lonely. Trust me, Death Stranding is not going to leave you underwhelmed or bored. Get an open mind, get comfy, play the game, appreciate the journey. It's a game 100% about the journey. Take your time with it, don't rush it, be considerate, explore, try different things, and you're going to be rewarded, because that's exactly what this game does. There are so many little things about it. There are so many unexplored things in this game. There are so many details and so many things that are thought of by the developers. Literally everything that you can think about is thought of and considered in this game. And I'm gonna stop this video now. Go play Death Stranding. This was Ivy, and I'll see you next time. Bye. When I got out, yeah, and now I wanna be the man who walks along with you. If I get drunk, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who gets drunk next to you. And if I haver, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who's havering to you. But I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be the man who walked 1,000 miles to fall down at shore. Where's the goddamn Kyle network? Da 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 da. And then he goes, Sam, check the terminal there. Or, Sam, I'm sorry. I cannot let you build destruction here. You have to get out of the circle. Sam, I have bad news. There's a delivery for you. Sam, this city will die without your help. It's like he always starts with that. It's that guy. Hey, Barbie. Hi, Ken. You want to go for a ride? Sure, Ken. Jump in. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Life in plastic. It's fantastic. You can brush my hair, undress me everywhere. Imagination, life is your creation. Come on, Barbie, let's go party. Oh, again. Okay, I'm gonna jump straight to verse. I'm a blonde bimber girl in a fantasy world. Dress me up, make it tight. I'm your dolly. I'm so uncomfortable singing it right now. You're my doll. Oh, no, that's the guy who sings it. You're my doll, the rock and roll. Feel the glamour in pink. Kiss me here, touch me there. Hanky panky. Wait, are those the real lyrics?